Hello, Ali.
Hello, where is the people?
I don't know. We should have a full class, so I was kind of wondering the same thing myself.
Yeah, I didn't reserve a seat for this class. Actually, it was fully booked from last night. That's why I had to wait 2 minutes to
Oh,
join class.
strange.
But no people. There is no people.
Weird. You know, the same thing happened earlier today. My 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock classes were both completely full, but only 3 people actually showed up to the class. So
Wow. Strange.
maybe it's turning out to be a busy Sunday for people, or I know I see that we have
Yeah.
a lot of viewers. Maybe people are just watching and not coming. I'm not sure.
But why they reserved the class and not come?
Good point, right? Yeah, because they could, if they were just going to view, they wouldn't need to reserve a seat. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I wonder. Well, there's Anatoly. Anatoly, hello.
Hello,
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Ali and I were just wondering, where is everyone? This is a new class that I'm trying out. Both the last class I did and this class are new. I just started them for the first time today. So I did, at 12 o'clock, I did a listening practice about Martin Luther King. And then at 1 o'clock, I did a picture description. And so I've just finished my second listening practice about the Berlin Wall. And now this will be my second picture description. I think they've been going pretty well. I like them so far personally. Of course, please, as always, give me feedback about anything you think that could be improved or anything you particularly liked about the class. So this one is aimed at providing a lot of opportunities for speaking. So in this class, you should get a lot of time to be able to speak, work on fluency, and then we'll address vocabulary as it comes up. Depending on the pictures we're looking at, there might be vocabulary that we need. We'll see. So, and welcome, Thayer. How are you?
Hi.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you, teacher. But sometimes my connection it is making me so mad. It's always let me down.
Oh no. Yeah, you do seem to have problems every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, but we're glad you're here, and we haven't started yet, so you haven't missed anything.
Okay.
But we will. This is the type of class that I can start without waiting for people. So people can join in at any time, and they won't miss much. This is called picture description. It is aimed at providing lots of speaking opportunities. We will start with a quick just a quick review of some language you might want to use while you describe pictures. So in the VerbLink chat, I've just posted or pasted a link to a website that we will use just to kind of give you some language that you might want while you're describing photos. And then we will go to a pretty interesting photojournalism article from National Geographic. And there's just a lot of photographs we can describe. We'll go through, we'll take turns. I'll choose a different person to start each time. But you will each get an opportunity to describe each photograph. So that's the idea behind this class. And let me say hello to Min. Hello, Min.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
And where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Welcome. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so let's get started. I'm going to screen share. We're going to go first to the link that I posted. And it is just language to help you describe a picture in English. They have smart advertising, and they always advertise it. On my end, they're advertising VerbLink because they can tell I'm on there a lot. So here is some language you might want to use. And then here's a couple photographs that I will use to give examples about the language. So I'll read the language, and then I will use it to describe the pictures. So you might you might start your description with an introduction. And here are a couple options. The photo shows, or the picture shows. The picture shows 3 people standing in the street. It was taken by this woman's husband. It was taken in the street by a tourist.
How do you know, teacher?
I'm making that up. As you describe photos, I want to encourage you. Please feel free to make things up. It's fun. We won't know where these photos really came from, or who really took them, or what the subjects are thinking. So please feel free to be creative and imaginative. It'll be more fun that way. So it's a colored photo of 3 people in the street. All right, so those are examples of introductions. Then part 2 gives some language for talking about what is where, or where things are in the photograph. In the foreground, you can see, or in the background, you can see. In the foreground, there is, or in the background, there is. We'll just go here to use that. So in the foreground, there is a clock tower showing that it is nearly 11:45 in the morning. In the background, we see 2 towers of what I believe to be Notre Dame Cathedral, though I could be mistaken. And then let's see, in the middle, center, at the top, at the bottom, on the left and the right, behind, in front of, you can see, and then between there is. I'll try to use those. Let's see. Between the knight and the tourist, there is a woman dressed as a peasant. At the top of the photograph, we see a sculpture. At the bottom of the photograph is the base of the statue. It's rectangular. On the right of the photograph is a woman who looks like a tourist. She has a camera hanging from her wrist. On the left side of the photograph is what appears to be a medieval knight. He's dressed in costume from long ago. And in the center of the photograph is another woman who also appears to be in costume. And it looks like she's speaking to the tourist. In the front of the photo is a basket. In front of the woman, there is a basket. Behind the subjects, there is a wall, just a concrete wall. Right, so that's kind of useful language for describing what is where. And then when it comes to describe who is doing what, if you want to describe the people in the picture and say what is happening, you will use the present progressive, usually. Sometimes you'll just use the simple present, but you might use the present progressive. For example, the woman in the middle of the photograph is talking to the tourist. And the knight is on patrol guarding the city walls. The tourist is asking if she can take a photograph of the 2 people. So that's an example of describing what the people are doing. And then finally, we want to hear your opinions. What do you think about the picture? So it seems as if, the lady seems to, maybe, I think, blank might be a symbol of blank. The atmosphere is peaceful. The atmosphere is depressing. I don't like the picture because it's boring. Or it makes me think of the time I visited England. So it seems as if the peasant woman is telling the tourist that she doesn't want any more photos today. And I think the fleur-de-lis on the man's uniform might be a symbol of France. The atmosphere is rather dull. Mostly it's gray concrete in the background. All right. So that's just a quick introduction to some of the vocabulary you might want to use. Foreground and background are especially useful when you are looking at photography or art. Foreground is anything in the front part of the photograph, and then background is anything farther away or in the back. Are there any questions or comments on this part?
No.
All right, great. So that was just the intro. So now we will go to our National Geographic photo story. This is when I haven't read it yet. I just scrolled through the pictures. I thought they would, there's a lot to describe in the pictures. We might do a little bit of reading because I am very curious about these women and about the tattoos. But let me post the link in the chat. It is called The Last Tattooed Women of Cobain. So we'll go through. We will, with each picture, one person will start, and then each of you will have an opportunity to also describe each picture. We will start, if it's okay, Virginia, we'll start with you, and you can be the first to describe. Let's see, let's go back to the first. The first picture is this one. So you can say anything you'd like. You can speak for as long as you like. But go ahead, and how would you describe this picture?
Okay. This is a picture of an old woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to determine if it's a woman or a man. I think it's a woman because of the flowers of the dress.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
and all of the subjects will be women in this. I agree. If we look just at the eyes, they could be anyone's eyes. But yeah, good.
It looks. She looks like a happy woman. He transmits me peace in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an old woman that has lived beautiful things. And now is in the period of her life in which he is happy and he is peaceful, and also he transmits to me some kind of love.
Yeah, nice. What is it about her that is giving you this feeling of love?
Oh, I didn't understand this.
What transmits love to you? Is it the look in her eyes? Is it kind of her peaceful gaze?
Is the look in her eyes, and is the smile. Isn't a smile really, but it's a project of smile.
Yeah. It seems like she is used to smiling a lot, even though she's not smiling now. Her mouth is almost shaped in an upward way, and she's got the wrinkles in the smile places.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Anything else you want to say about her?
No.
All right. Excellent. Great. Very nice. So lots of emotion transmitted through that. Very good. Let's go to Thayer. Thayer, how would you describe this photograph?
Okay. I see the women with a scarf head, and I see also the age made a dent in her face,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I see a wrinkle in her face, and I'm not sure if she smiled through her eyes because her mouth it is not able to smile anymore.
Mm. Ah.
Yeah. So and I think maybe she feeling her time is close to end. So she feel sorrow sometimes, maybe.
Mm. Mhm.
And yeah, and she think about her young age more than about her present. I mean, I don't think she don't think about her present more, but she think more about her young age.
Mhm. Mhm.
She feels sad.
Good. Good. Really, really nice. Really
And
profound.
yeah, but also it is not there is no background and there is no front background ground
Mhm.
to describe it in this
Yes.
picture. Yeah,
Yeah. I really like your description. I think it's very profound. Her eyes are very expressive, and perhaps because she can't smile anymore, she does seem to have lived many lifetimes, perhaps in her one lifetime. Nice,
yeah.
really nice description.
But teacher, sorry, I have one question. Which
Yes.
country? You said Cupton. What? I'm sorry. What you said?
This is so I'm not. It's called The Last Tattooed Women of Cobain, but they are from Syria. And we'll read a little after we describe this picture. We'll read a little bit of the text just to give ourselves some more context. But it seems like in Syria there was a tradition for the women to have these tattoos.
Yeah, because we have the same tradition for old women here. They made a tattoo in her, and they are in the same area from hand and from the area under the mouth.
And can you tell us a little bit about what it means or what the history is behind this tradition?
I think it is. As I said, it is related about the tradition, the old woman, but not now. It is not. It does not exist this idea. But the old woman, they think this is make the man attract. I mean, they made her so attractive in man's eyes.
Okay, so this was a beauty routine for women in that era. Interesting. Excellent.
But
Great.
in old, not now.
So yeah, so it's a tradition that must have died with in recent years. Really interesting. Thank you for sharing that background information. Great.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's go to Min. Min, how would you describe this photograph?
Yes, I think this is the old woman. I guess she about 90 years old, and she has the tattoos on her chins and her right hand. Yeah. But the tattoos is not a picture. I think it's that's kind of like the symbol. Yes. And she wearing she ties the towel around her head, and I think she's happy when she is taken the picture. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and she had a posture interesting. Yeah, it show her feel comfortable. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's all.
Good, nice. So she feels comfortable, and she's got the tattoos on her chin and her right hand, the scarf around the head. Nice, nice, good. And again, she looks happy. Nice. Good. So let's go on to Anatoly. How would you describe this photograph?
I will try to use a technique which provides on the site description a picture in English.
Mm-hmm.
This photo shows us the woman. It was taken by a professional photographer, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is a black and white photo. We can't see foreground or background here on this photo because photographer focused only for the person. I think it was his or her main purpose to show person. Maybe it is the reason why background here black. We can see here this one.
Mm-hmm.
And he focused on the I think on the face of that old lady.
Mm-hmm.
In the center of this photograph, only she. What else? What this woman, I think she is just lying after maybe hard job, and she looks a little tired,
Mm-hmm.
and also she looks optimistic because her eyes they look to us. It wasn't sad eyes eyes look. I don't know.
Yeah, her eyes don't look sad. Yeah.
Mhm. Maybe this photo has a title, "The Last Tattoo Woman." Maybe it is a reason why the photographer found this lady for taking photograph, because his next purpose was to show to audience something unusual. For me, it looks unusual. I think that for a lady her age, because he grew up in the middle of last century, it wasn't trend I think in the time, but maybe it is just different culture from culture of my country. The atmosphere of this in this photograph is peaceful. I like this picture because it's clear. It looks like a masterpiece, like a picture which could just painted by famous painters in the past, but now we also have skills of photograph. It makes me think that these skills is also a very important part of modern society or civilization. It is achievement of civilization for nowadays to make a good photo which could leave our ancestors atmosphere of nowadays future generations.
Nice. Nice. Excellent. Really good description. Nice work using the descriptive language. Really good. I find it interesting that we're all seeing this kind of peace in her eyes. Just interesting that we're seeing that common thread, or that we're all interpreting her look in the same way. Although, let's see what Ali has to say. Ali, it's your turn. How would you describe this picture?
I don't know. The other students said many things. It's just remind me about my past. You know, we have the same tradition. I think it's not the last woman in the maybe Syria or in the Middle East. We had many women. They have this kind of status. For example, my grandma, my mom's aunties had this kind of tattoos in their chin or face, near their eyes, you know.
So this is actually a widespread tradition, not only of the women of Syria, but other places in the Middle East.
Yeah, in Middle East, it's very common. But nowadays, young girls not doing something like that. But we still have some old women, and they have this kind of tattoos. And it's made by, I think, milk and a kind of plant liquid mixed. You know?
Oh, so it's is it permanent then, or is it more similar to henna?
It's not henna. It's permanent.
Okay.
And they make a kind of liquid, and they do the tattoos with needles, you know, and it's permanent. I think every shape or each shape has a different meaning. Some shapes refer, for example, if there is a eye shape, it's protect you from evil eyes. And for example, if there is a star shape, it's meaning happiness or something like that.
Cool.
And a kind of tree some people make shape, it's imply the life. And if there is a bird, it's imply soul or spirit, something like that, you know.
Cool.
And I remember some women do that for example, if you promise your boyfriend or someone who loves you, and you do something on your face or chin, it has some meaning about love.
So a woman might use the tattoo as kind of a dedication to the man she loves?
Kind of, yeah, something like that.
Cool.
You know, we have some women still have some tattoos. in my country. Usually Kurdish people live in Turkey or in the Middle East.
Cool. And they're always older women?
Yeah, I think usually more than 50 or 60 years old woman.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's really excellent background information. Fascinating. Good to hear a little bit about this. For me, this is a absolutely new tradition, or a new phenomenon that I've never heard of. So thank you very much. And let's go to AKA. Ken, hello, how are you tonight?
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm
fine.
good. I'm good. It is your turn to describe this photograph. How would you describe this photograph?
Kind of their face, the peaceful, and maybe are they the refugee? Are they in the refugee camps?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
But I feel kind of peaceful and kind of I guess calm feeling from these pictures, even though their faces hardships there, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So even though she's seen a lot in her life and a lot of difficulties, there's still some peace that she has.
Right.
Yeah, good.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
And sometimes in a black and white picture, kind of I can describe more than color picture. You know, more maybe we can see the more inner feelings through this kind of black and white picture.
Yeah, yeah. They certainly seem to evoke a certain kind of sentiment or a feeling that if this were colored, in fact, it's interesting to me to listen to the descriptions and think that if this were a color photograph, how we would probably be saying, oh, she's wearing a red scarf and a green cape and a blue dress.
I think it's purple scarf. You know, it's a kind of Kurdish tradition.
Oh, yeah.
This woman is from Kobani, I think. There are Kurdish people live in Kobani mostly, and they escaped from the war in Syria. I think she is one of them.
Okay, and they wear a purple scarf as a traditional scarf?
Yeah, I think you see on floor a kind of scarf, not that one.
This one?
Yeah, this one is a kind of purple or light blue.
Oh, okay. So kind of a pretty color.
Yeah, and the top of the head, I think it's usually red and white or black and white.
Okay, interesting. Wow, thank you. Good to know. So when you look at this picture, you might actually even see some color just because you understand the context more.
You know, I am Kurdish, and I think she is Kurdish also.
I think you're right.
The same culture. We have the same culture, you know.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. And so this word is Kobani?
Kobani is a town near the border of Turkey in Syria. You know ISIS?
Yes.
Yeah, ISIS attacked that city in last year, maybe 5-6 months ago. And many people escaped from Syria to Turkey or Iraq.
Wow, so this is very recent.
Yeah.
So the refugee camp, I only read the most brief summary about this article, but the refugee camp there then is very recent.
Yeah,
Wow.
they are still living in I don't know, maybe 300 kilometers far from my city right now. And one of my sister actually live that city right now.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, near the Syria, near the border of Syria.
Wow, that's fascinating. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing the context and sharing your knowledge with us. Very nice. Well, great. So this has been really good so far. We've only done the one photo, but your descriptions have been excellent. Really interesting to see the common threads about her expression and the peacefulness. We will go on to the next photograph, but I do just want to read a little bit, just so we can get a little more context. Ali just told us most of what we'll read here, but last fall, photography Jody Hilton visited Syrian refugee camps in Turkey, across the border from Kobani, Syria. There, she encountered women who displayed the last of a fading art form, deck facial tattoos. I interviewed her about her experience photographing the women who bear these disappearing symbols.
Teacher Stephanie, I have a question.
Yeah.
We describe the faces or the situation of this woman, for instance.
It's up to you, both if you wish. The aim for this class is for you to speak as much as you can, to build fluency. So whether you can describe what you see visually, or you can describe what you feel when you see the photograph, or you can describe, you can even make up a story about what's happening in the photograph.
Okay.
Yeah, so however creative or original you want to be, all of it will be excellent and will meet the aim of the class. So, great. And Thair, with that, it is your turn to go first. This is our, oops, sorry about that. This is the next photograph. Trying to zoom in, it's not working. Zooming out on me instead. Ooh, weird. Just zooming in a little bit. How would you describe this photograph?
Okay.
Whoops. Sorry about that. I had a little notification come up I accidentally hit. All right. How would you describe this photograph?
Okay. I see the woman. Seemed to me it is different about the first woman. I think this face make me feel she feels happy because she accomplished or complete her task in life, she think. And there is nothing more to do with her life because she is now, when you try to do something and you complete it, so that make you feel happy, and I see the happiness in her face. I don't see a sad woman. I see a happy woman, and maybe she think there is a lot of people envy. Envy, is that right? Envy?
Yeah.
Okay. Envy her because they didn't do. I mean, they didn't could to accomplish their task in their life like her. And there's many people wish to live like her age right now. I see a happy woman, and she thinks she lived a happy life, and she don't ask anything more. Yeah, this is what I see.
Nice, really nice. So going into her inner character, and you see a woman who is who has fulfilled her life's purpose, which is what we could only all hope for in life. Nice,
Yeah,
really nice description.
because teacher Stephanie, sometimes we envy our other people, not because they're more good than we, but because we can't do what they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree, and that's it's almost like a bitter feeling when we have that, when we meet someone who has done what we wanted to do, or who has achieved that contentment that we are looking for. There can be an envy there. But looking at her face, she seems so purely happy. She doesn't envy anyone because she's had it all for herself, what she's wanted. Yeah. Really nice description, really nice description. Thank you, Thayer. Min, how would you describe this photograph?
Yes, I think this woman is younger than the first woman, and she also look happy. And I noticed this woman had a tattoos on the right hands and the chins. Maybe they only tattoo them on right the same place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And this woman's wearing the jumpers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the handmade jumper. Yeah. And oh, that's all. Yeah.
Nice, nice. I was wondering that as well, and maybe Ali or Thayer could answer. But are these tattoos, are they traditionally below the mouth and on the right hand? Is that the traditional location?
Yeah, usually Kurdish people, usually Kurdish women were doing on their chin and hand. Sometimes a small shape in their forehead, you know.
Okay. So it usually is here, and then is this maybe the small shape on the forehead?
Yeah, something like that. Sometimes near the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
upper cheek, how to say?
Upper cheek right here?
Yeah, just below your eyes, under your eyes.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. So those are kind of the traditional places where the tattoos would be, the beautiful places maybe.
Yeah.
Nice. Great. Good. Okay, thank you very much, Min. Thank you, Ali, for answering that question. Oh no, Anatoly just left. But so that brings us to Ali. Ali, it's your turn. How would you describe this photograph?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I see there is a old woman. Maybe she is happy a little bit because she survived, and I see in her eyes a kind of she is missing something. Maybe uh, her children or brother or family. Maybe they couldn't escape all family or all relatives from the war, and maybe she is missing them or she is worried about them.
Mm-hmm. So despite the what looks like happiness here, we can see a little bit of worry or
Yeah, she is just looking far away, something like that. She something going on in her mind.
mm-hmm. Good, good. Yeah, nice description. Very nice. Good. And let's go to AKA, your turn. How would you describe this photograph?
Yes, knowing the background of their situation and how can I say, I was thinking about how many hardships she have to get over to reach this refugee camp, and
Mm-hmm.
you know the ISIS attacked the Kurdish people or that area.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of, but you know that they live, they survive and they live in this camp, and her expression is, how can I say, it's not so harsh, and it's just calm. She could be relieved to reach to this camp, but anyway, I was thinking about what kind of life she spent before this picture.
Yeah, it really looks like she must have seen some things in her life, some pretty powerful things, and experienced many things. Yeah. Good, nice description. All right, so let's go on. And last but not least, Virginia, how would you describe this photograph?
Okay, I can see some kind of proud in her smile, in her attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I think about a very hard life, and she has overcame this hard life, and now she's proud about what he has got of life. Or maybe she's proud of her origin, of her culture. I don't know, but I see some proud.
Yeah. Is it for me? It's something about her hand over her heart, combined with the slight smile, does definitely speak of a pride. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. It's the attitude.
Yeah, definitely her attitude. It seems like she's lived long, yet she's determined to see the goodness and the beauty in life, maybe, and to feel the pride.
Yes, I agree. And sadly, there is no background. Because the background may probably help us to determine what is the context.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it's been very helpful having Thayer and having Ali here to give us a little bit of context, because it does seem like to know the situation of these women is to really better understand the feeling behind the photographs.
Yeah, you know, I actually know something, some information about this situation. The town in Turkish we say Suruc, in Kurdish we say Pirsus. Maybe you can see under the picture. There is a refugee camp. Actually, it was November or December. Some of my friends came to me. They were working in Kurdish Politic Party, and they went to visit the camp, refugee camp, and they saw the situation, and they told me people had a difficult time, very difficult time in that camps, and they said people don't have even dresses, you know, they just survive their life when ISIS attacked them. They just take their children and run away. They have nothing, and we gathered some things, food, dress, or money between us and sent there
Wow.
for people.
So you've actually helped out with the refugees from the situation.
Yeah, many people from every city in Turkey. We have Kurdish party here, and you know I am Kurdish, and they are Kurdish, but they live in Syria, you know, and there is a border between Kurdish people in Turkey, in Syria, in Iraq, and Iran. You know, some relatives live in Syria, some relatives live in Turkey. A kind of strange situation, you know.
It must be difficult, also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us.
So can I have one question?
Yeah.
Really? So the having tattoo, you know, is a kind of a create identity as a Kurdish people.
What?
Having tattoo creates an identity as a Kurdish for them.
No, it's not identity, but it's tradition, I think. Yeah, it's only tradition. I don't know where it came from, but our old women usually have this kind of tattoos.
I see.
And along the same lines, I have a similar question. So this is only for women, and only women of the older generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's more of a beauty routine from a very specific time, also for that culture.
I think both. For looking more beautiful or culture, yeah, both of them. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So it's women. It was a culture, kind of a culturally specific beauty routine of this age group. Excellent, really great, good.
It's 12 o'clock.
All right, so I'm going to stop the screen share there. This has been really fascinating for me. This has only been the second picture description class that I've done. The first one was earlier today, and earlier today we were looking at landscapes, and it was just a really different, definitely a different lesson than this one was. So yeah, earlier today we got through probably 5 different photographs. This one we got to 2, but I have to say the discussion here was much richer, kind of a deeper discussion, deeper thinking, much more emotion. So my guess is that every time I do a picture description lesson, we're going to have a very different experience. So I'm excited about that, and I hope all of you will join me again in future lessons.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you all so
you
much
very
for
much.
your great comments and good descriptions. Excellent. And I'll see you later. Have a great night.
Thank you.
You
teacher.
too.
Bye.
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 Bye bye.